Good morning. So I am Dr. Ashley Christina. We'll see if this works with it and the light in the background. I am currently in Fernie, BC. And one way I've learned to talk well is to say that I'm on untreated territory, on Tunaha territory, here in Fernie, BC, Canada. And this is week 2 of focused breath. Focused breath is essentially pranayama under Kriya yoga. And it's a class that is meant for anybody that is interested, especially people that are wearing masks and would like to reoxygenate their blood after basically rebreathing their expelled air. This class is also great for yogis that would like to practice pranayama, and there's often actually not pranayama classes going on. In Western America here, we have lots of yoga classes with, poses, movement, but very little with pranayama or mantra. So we're going to get started, and each day we start the same way, which is simply going inwards and paying attention to our breath. You can do this from bed. You can do this on sitting. I always suggest having a cushion and opening a window to allow fresh air into the room. And then perhaps have some water with you, because breathing does dry up the throat and the mouth, and often the central channel, which actually helps with the healing of the body. Posture is important while you're breathing. Make sure your sit bones, the bony part on the bottom, are equal and both touching the floor, and notice if one's forward or not. Just bring them back into space and equal. And then I call them the ears of the hips, and this is work. So yes, your abs are engaged. Your especially your right through here, it's in and up, and then notice where your rib cage is. If anything's sticking out, next notice where your shoulders are. Are they equal? Are they up to your ears? Where are your ears in space? And then kind of, this is taught a lot in ballet, so if any of you have been through ballet class, it's like a ribbon coming up from the top of your head to the roof, and it really keeps your head up in the proper position for your cervical spine. Okay, so focusing in on breathing in through the nose with your tongue up against the roof of your palate of your mouth, means the roof of your mouth behind your 2 front teeth. Breathing in and then breathing out, not taking excess air in. You're just breathing normal, and it's an attunement to yourself, your breath. So simply breathing in through the nose and out. It's a good time to check in and see how you're feeling in the morning. Did I get enough sleep? Am I tired? Did I eat a food yesterday that doesn't sit well with me today? How am I feeling? Noticing any tension. Am I stressed out? This is all essentially yoga too. Like yoga is being very in tune with yourself, and it is a healing practice because being through that attunement, you're paying attention, and you're like, okay, well, make these shifts into a healthier state and way. So just breathing in through the nose now. One thing I always have to focus on is, a lot of people do this too. As you get a little older, you get lazy and you hold your head forward. And it can totally, over the years, cause a degeneration in the cervical spine. So I always have to focus on bringing my head, like my forehead, my nose, and my chin, like back, as if there's an imaginary wall here. Causes your cervical spine and your cervical muscles to work properly. Something important for a lot of people to pay attention to. I'm going to start breathing in a bit deeper. So starting to take our breath in through our nose for a count of 4, and then out for a count of 4. So breathing in, out, in, out, breath in, out, in, out. Good time to stretch if you feel like you need some morning stretching. Breathing, breathe in. Breathe out. In Kriya Yoga, we very much just pay attention to this very central channel of the breath in and breath out. Breathing can get your digestive system going, very much so. So if you start to notice gurgly tummy or movements, it's good. Breath work puts your, so when I'm speaking, everybody's still breathing. So breathe in for 4, breathe out for 4. And then you're listening to me breathe, but your focus is on your breath first. Breathing in for 4 and out for 4. So breathing, especially through your nose, puts your body into parasympathetic nervous system, which is a branch of the central nervous system, or autonomic nervous system. There's 2 branches. There's parasympathetic nervous system and sympathetic nervous system. Parasympathetic nervous system is rest and digest. Simply breathing in through your nose help switch your body into parasympathetic nervous system. So how you notice this is your digestive system will start turning on and your digestion is going. This is the relaxed state. You want to travel through life in your parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system is fight, flight, or freeze. We definitely have a reason for it, right? We came from a long time ago, so sometimes we needed to fight off predators, or run away from predators, or we'd freeze. And too many people in this day and age, they're in their sympathetic nervous system all the time. That's not good. So, breathing is a way to put you into parasympathetic nervous system. If you're ever stressed out in life, just start breathing through your nose, pay attention to a few breaths, and watch your nervous system switch over. In doing so, your mood will switch over. Your entire body will start healing because the body heals when it's in parasympathetic nervous system. Your digestion will be better, your skin will look nicer, and a whole bunch of just healing will happen for the body. So breathing is a very special key to health. Breathing in through the nose. We're going to add a pause at the top of the breath and a pause at the bottom of the breath. So we're going to breathe in for 4. Pause. We're going to restrain the breath at the top here. Just spend a second there and then breathe out for 4 and pause and spend a second there. At this place of pause is a place of stillness and peace. And this is a very special place to start attuning your nervous system, which is your entire interface. Like your nervous system is the interface to this world. So it's all about the nervous system. So in the place of stillness and pause, you feel this place and it's a peace. Peace is found here. And in really spending time in these places, we bring ourself into a state of peace. And then the real trick of the real advanced yogi is to bring this place of peace into the world. They hold on to this place of peace and they exude this place of peace. And some of these very advanced yogis, you are around them and it's so peaceful, it's so loving. Even the most aggressive person all of a sudden comes into a state of peace. It's yoga. So breathe in for 4. Pause. Breathe out for 4. Pause. 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 I'm going to breathe with you, so it's up to you to count on your own. Breathe in for 4. Pause. Breathe out for 4. Pause. Keep breathing. Focus on your breath. In for 4. Out for 4. I'm just going to keep talking a little bit. So, breathing gets the digestive system moving, and I'll talk about it almost every class. I have to because it's very important. Breathing will send very quickly a signal to your body that you most likely need to go to the bathroom, especially first thing in the morning. And I would like everybody, the second that signal comes on, to go immediately. And this is also a retraining of the nervous system at different levels. Often, and I learned this in naturopathic med school, people, if they didn't have a mom that always checked on them as like a toddler and a little child, especially as a little child, because then people start going to elementary school and some people feel embarrassed to go to the bathroom in public places. So they learn to turn off the signal that they need to go to the bathroom. And I'm talking about particularly number 2, going and evacuating the bowels. And so this nervous system signal that they have to go to the bathroom gets very weak because their mind overtakes it. And this happened from a very, very early age. So then we have adults that start dealing with constipation problems and bowel problems, and they're not too sure why. And this is a big origin of these problems. So this class will very quickly, and it's a very, delicate signal in some people. So the second it comes on, just go. This class is on. It's not going to end anytime soon. You're not missing out. And come back when you're ready. And the other thing is drinking water. So many people are dehydrated. And your metabolism, your digestive system needs water to function properly. This is the elixir of life for a reason. And more often than not, people are not drinking enough water in their daily life. So the other thing is just making sure that you're drinking water. When I wake up in the morning, I typically drink a full glass of water before I start this class, start breathing. And yeah, water. So breathing in for 4, out for 4. We're going to add some Ujjayi breath. This is the breath of the seashore, and this is the breath that moves the prana. So we have essentially, for the first however few minutes, 15, 20 minutes, been focusing on our central channel. Now we're going to move the energy in our body. Okay, so this is the one where we have our tongue against the roof of our mouth. That's always a thing in breathing. Okay, so always keep your tongue at the roof of your mouth and behind your 2 front teeth. And this is the one where we essentially constrict all these muscles here. So now that's an exaggeration. It kind of sounds like somebody's almost snoring, but not quite, like it's through the nose and then the back of the mouth. There's a bit of a noise to it, okay? And this is a great breath to learn. This is one of the essential breaths you learn in yoga, because when you're doing like postural and posture movements and sequencing, this breath will also move the energy within you. This is a great breath to use if you're stressed out in life. It will get movement. And just get into it. So it's like a seashore coming in and out. it's a slight constriction in the back of the throat, back and up here. So maybe kind of like you're breathing through a straw almost. It takes practice. Play with it. You know, people learn as they play with breath and life in general, right? So keep breathing, and I'm going to keep talking a little bit. Sometimes I talk a little bit, sometimes I don't talk too much at all. Breathing will move your spine, especially your cervical spine and your cranial bones. If you notice through breath work that your spine starts cracking or popping or moving, trust it, it's safe and it's moving into a place where it feels healthier and more stable. The body is highly intelligent. When I started to do a bunch of breath work, my spine started moving. So I would sit down and it would go crack, 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 crack. And I would stand up and it would go crack, 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 crack. And I was actually scared. I was, what is going on? It scared me. And your body is the most intelligent. Okay, no doctor is more intelligent than your body. So trust it. Okay, breathing will align your spine. It will align a lot of things. It brings your body into a much healthier state. Safe ways to start stretching and moving the spine and helping support it is by doing yes when we're breathing. You can do it often as you want. No. You can look down, so like your forehead to your armpits. Gets a nice stretch along the side and the shoulder. And bring it back up from your forehead to your other armpit. And then you bring it back up in your ear, your shoulder. And back up into the other shoulder. And you can do a gentle spinal twist, which is you turn your head first over your shoulder, looking behind you, and very gently, like you're not pushing, you're not trying to crack your back, and then very gently this way. Back to dry breath. Try to make sure that you're breathing the air in equally through both sides. Really attune to the two sides of your body with breath work. And when you really get into this breath and get like a good constriction and deep breath, your breath will go up into your skull too, which is super cool. We're going to go into a detoxifying breath. It's good to do these detoxifying breaths throughout the class and take this into your real life. This doesn't stop with the class. A real yogi is always paying attention to the breath and yourself, okay? So we're going to go to this little muscle here, which is just below our belly button, and it's a drum, and we're going to focus on the breath out of the nose, and then passively letting our diaphragm recoil, and the breath will come in. So the only focus is on the breath out, and it goes like this, through the nose, like that. So the drum, little muscle here, just out, and don't worry about the breath in. You're actually getting breath in through the recoil of the diaphragm. This also retrains your diaphragm to breathe properly. The diaphragm is a very special muscle. It works different than any other muscle in the body. Most muscles work by being activated. The diaphragm works by being passive. It reconstricts down. It's a really unique muscle. So, and your diaphragm works your lungs, for those that don't know. Okay, so like that. Might want a tissue kind of. Breathe in when you need. This breath in Western terms is called shining skull breath. And it is said that this breath, doing it enough, will make you enlightened, and it purifies your whole channel It's one of my, it's probably one of my, I love breath work. It's hard to say what is your favorite, but I love this breath. I could do it for a long time. It's safe to do for a long time, and it dries out your central channel. So we're going to do it for a while today, okay? I'm going to just stop to say something. If you get dizzy, you stop and you go back to your normal breath and you come back to this breath. Okay, this breath is a practice. I've done this for years. If you're just starting breath work, if you can only do one or two and go to your normal breath, that's good. If you get dizzy, just go to your normal breath. If you get real dizzy, lie down, relax, just pay attention, join in when you can. This class is a practice. It takes time to get here. I'm going to go for it. You pay attention to you, and you have to follow you. That is the teaching of yoga. This is the teaching, and then yoga puts you in sovereignty of self, okay? So always follow you. That is an essential requirement in this world. So just giving the cues that if you get dizzy, just go to your normal breath. It takes practice to follow this breath for a while. So again, for those trying, you're like a drum right here. Try it. It's a contraction of this muscle, and it breathes out. Focuses on the breath out, passive recoil of the breath in, through the nose. I'm going to go for another round. This breath is very aligning of the central channel, very detoxifying. Really moves what's called dampness out of the body and the central channel, which is essentially the digestive system, but also the lungs. Dampness in the body is essentially too much moisture, and this comes from alcohol, cigarettes, eating fatty foods, eating too much sugar. It creates a heaviness in the body. It can create depression, fatigue, ill health in the digestive system, mucus, respiratory issues, so much stuff. So this helps dry it out. We're going to go to a breath that I've been really liking just for the reoxygenation of the body. It's very simple, especially for people that are just starting breathing, and it's a simple breath in and out of the mouth. This is great for all the people that have been having to wear masks essentially throughout the day. So it's just simple breathing in through the mouth, breathing out through the mouth. Just like that. You can do it for a few minutes to just reoxygenate the blood and the body. We don't want a prolonged exhale. We want a so this helps retrain also the nervous system and the diaphragm. If you're stressed out, you can sigh with your out breath. This one dries out the mouth, so drink as you need. Breathing at your own time. Breathe in, breathe out. Notice the breath in. Start to attune to your throat and the structures of your throat. Again, pay attention to your posture. Where are your shoulders? Do you need to bring your shoulders back and down? Good stretch if you need. Okay, we're going to go into the next breath, which is not these two breaths that we're doing right now, breathing through our mouth and out. Could you say it's not traditional pranayama? Yeah, really everything is kind of pranayama, but I was not traditionally taught it through yoga and Vedic. I was taught it through Western teachers. I would have to go to my acharya, which is my teacher that is full of knowledge that I can ask questions to. Very much, these special people that are the loves of your life. It does not have anything to do with sexuality. It has to do with just their love. And one is some of the loves of your life. So my acharya acharya is a teacher, somebody that's been given the rights to teach the Vedic texts, and they're just completely full of Vedic knowledge. And you can go to them anytime and ask questions. So I will have to double check and ask the questions of his breathing through the mouth, out through the mouth. under Kriya Yoga, and then 4-7-8 breathing. And I don't know, Kriya Yoga is pranayama, so it is essentially the yoga way of the breath, attuning with divine source energy and becoming divine source energy within through breath work. I think probably all breath work is considered pranayama and Kriya Yoga under Kriya Yoga Maha Avatar Babaji. But this breath I was taught Dr. Andrew Weil, an MD in the United States, who really focused his practice on a lot of holistic health. And he coined, I believe, the 4-7-8 breath, or taught it at least to the Western world. So we're going to breathe in through our nose for a count of 4. We're going to restrain our breath for a count of 7. And we're going to breathe out for a count of 8. Okay, so this breath retrains the lung and the heart. You're going to have to count it on your own and pay attention. Me counting and doing it with you is pretty much impossible. So 4, breath in through your nose for 4. Restrain the breath, hold it for a count of 7. Breathe out for a count of 8. This breath is a practice. You may not be able to do it right away. Your lungs might feel like they're going to burst. It may take time. It took me years to be able to do this breath because my lungs were not in good shape for a time in my life. Not a good way to be. So breathe in for 4, restrain for 7, breathe out for a count of 8. We're going to start breathing now. You breathe with me. Come. Here, come. Come. So learning the breath work is just a bit of the practice. Once you get very advanced in these things, you really start to notice where your body's sitting in space and you really attune into your body. Okay, so if any of you are looking and going, what on earth is she doing? You know that I was in a big car accident quite a long time ago. I sued. It was crappy. I had to deal with a lot of cervical and neck issues, and so you attune to these things and you become really in tune with your body. And I know that my neck muscles on this side are a bit too tight. They need to be stretched out a bit. And I've done, so in naturopathic medicine, we practice, it's called naturopathic manipulation of the spine. Spinal manipulation, it's essentially chiropractic. So I've done a lot of work in studying spinal, everything, anatomy, physiology. I also practice craniosacral, so I know all my stuff in my anatomy. And the thing is you can learn to do this too when you're focusing in on your body, and you start to notice, especially places here, you might notice the pec muscles are tight when you're breathing. So you start to stretch these things out, and this is also how pranayama and breath work help get you in tune with your body. This is why yogis are so nice and, what's the word, limber, I think? Is that the, I don't know, English words sometimes are so funny to me. But so my neck, I very much noticed, oh, it's really tight over here. And so that's what I was doing. I don't, well, your body's intelligent. Pay attention to these little cues. So breathing can give you some cues and go with them. I discovered a lot even before I ever went into naturopathic med school, just from being a yogi. And I discovered the acupuncture points. So I would practice yoga and I'd be like, oh, I need to press on these points. I had no idea what I was doing until in naturopathic med school we study traditional Chinese medicine as well. And I was like, oh my God, I know where the acupuncture points are. That's cool. Like I didn't know that was the acupuncture points. So we're highly intelligent beings if we attune. We're going to end this class with the oldest mantra, the only mantra you need to know, Om. You may join in. If you feel uncomfortable doing it from your home, you can also just maybe like, just do something that kind of attunes you to your central channel. I suggest oming. Om starts here. It very much starts in your inner self, like the inner channel. It has to be from your will. So essentially it's like, it's almost like all your potential energy of your soul, your spirit, moves into kinetic energy of your own. the mantra, it's the beginning and the end of it all. It encompasses all realities, all sounds. So I'm just going to Om. You can follow with me and then sit in a meditative state for a few minutes. I suggest trying to do that for a little bit. If you do not want to, that is totally fine. And this class is all by donation. So email transfer to my email, akromanchuk@gmail.com, akromanchuk@gmail.com. And any amount is welcome. I suggest an amount of $10 a class, which is really cheap since we have yoga that costs $16 a class, $18 a class. But the thing is, it's not even about the money. I do this for my love, and it's just an interaction. It's up to your own integrity to say, oh, I want to give back, and we can give back via money. Live in a world of money and transactions via money. So that's up to your own integrity. If you found this beneficial, if you're gaining knowledge, this is a lot of my knowledge that I am sharing in time. So an email transfer donation is welcomed, and I thank you. We'll say namaste. Divine light in me sees the divine light in you, bows to the divine light in you. Thank you. Gratitude, peace, and love. of staying in meditation prior to sitting meditation. Thank you. Namaste.